G'day guys, and welcome to Motivation Monday here at ZUU, your home of bodyweight training. Guys, today on Motivation Monday, I want to do a wrap up of the last month. It's the end of January and it's good to assess. It is always good to assess just where you're at, because this is how we can keep ourselves accountable, okay? I've given you huge amounts of value over the last 3 weeks, including this Motivation Monday today. So let's go over the previous tips together. If you remember week 1, can you remember week 1? We spoke about goals and New Year's resolutions that people set. Now remember, a lot of people have a dream. It's a new year. It's a new year. I have this dream that I want to achieve this objective for myself and for my family, which is wonderful, okay? And then I helped you guys see that a dream, your start position is here. This will always stay a dream unless you build something. And remember what we said, that was these stairs, correct? These stairs. And each one of these is goals. Do you remember us talking about that? There's your dream. This is you here. It's just this giant leap. And while it's great to think about that and visualize it, you see people writing books about it, please. You know, you need to get the nitty gritty. You need the tools to make it work. So what is the tools to achieve that? Well, it's setting out these chunkable goals. And then how did you tick these goals off? Was it with one giant leap? Or was it methodically ticking these goals off? Well, of course, it was methodically. So that was in week 1 for your Motivation Monday, to put that plan into action. How did you go? How'd you go? Okay. Week 2, we talked about the rolling stone gathers no moss. Obviously, that's talking about, boom, momentum. You need momentum in your life. And remember, I helped you guys understand the other side of that saying. Once momentum is stopped, boom! Once momentum is stopped, what gets it going again? And I liken the moss that comes on top of the rock. Once a rock stops rolling, I liken the moss to ruts in life. People fall into these ruts in life and they can lose a lifetime. Years and a lifetime, talking about the what ifs, the should haves, and all this sorts of stuff. Don't let that happen to you, okay? And then we also talked about how to deflect. That'll be coming up in Motivation Monday down the track, but you need to deflect while you continually move forward with momentum, okay? So even if you're moving here, boom, here, boom, here, boom, the overall objective is still forward. Does that make sense to you? So watch out for those curveballs in life. I've got 4 kids, okay, so when life is busy, when life is hectic, remember, a lot of people, the weeks set in, the months set in, and all of a sudden they're up to June, July, and then they're back to thinking about December, January, and setting another New Year's resolution. Stop it! Stop it! Okay, so remember, week 2, you need that momentum. Week 3, last week we talked about talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Stop talking about it, okay? I've heard it, it sounds good, now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So put your plan into action. So we talked about keeping a diary, yeah? So let's have a look. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, let's start with Sunday, Friday, Saturday, back to Sunday, okay? What you wanted to see, what you want to see is, if you started here, tick, 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 boom, tick. So we end back on Monday with all these ticks in a row. How did you go, guys? Did you make the effort to keep a diary? And when you did something, remember what I said, just do something. It doesn't have to be this massive thing, just something, because it all adds up. Remember, we talked about goals. Chunkable goals, methodically tick them off. You need to be doing it every day, in my opinion, every day. And people who say otherwise, in my opinion, are just lying to you. Okay, that's the truth. You need to do something every day. Why? Because it builds momentum, and momentum is hard to stop. Once you stop momentum, it's hard to start. So did you make the effort? Remember what I said, if you didn't do something towards your goal, give it a big cross on that day. Why is that important, guys? Well, maybe your week didn't look like that. Maybe your week looked like this. Yep, got it. Yep, got it. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too good that day. Yep, pretty tough night that. Oh, weekend, buddy, weekend. So what do we got? We've got 3. 3 out of 7. What sort of momentum are you building? Let's say your week looked like this. Did that, did it, Nate, did it. Yep, didn't do it. Came back on track here. Did my best here, buddy. Definitely didn't do it there. Lots of people say, that's pretty good, Nate. Like 5 out of 7. 5 out of 7 is pretty good. Well, if you look at it over a year, it's 100 plus days with 2 in a week. It's 100 plus days that you weren't doing anything towards your dream. You weren't doing anything. Guys, everyone has a different way of approaching things. I'm helping you understand how I achieve things and how my children will learn from me, okay? It doesn't have to be a big thing. But even if you have 2 days off, over the course of a year, that's 100 days. If you have 3 days off, 4 days off, it's very, very hard to keep that momentum going and achieve those dreams, okay? Week 4. Week 4 is helping you understand these 3 in the following manner. If we put this into action, because these are all very strategic plans for you to use in your life, in your business, towards your health, all sorts of things, okay? If you put that into practice, can it work? Well, of course it can work, yep. What happens if you put this one into action? Does it work? You bet it works. What about if you put the last one into action? Does that work? Well, of course it does. Can they work independent of each other? Well, yes, they can. Some people might just try and focus on that. What I want you to understand is this. All of these are meant to overlap. That's the way I do it. I overlap them all, okay? I overlap them all. And in here, for me, in here where it's overlapping, that is what the grind, the graft, and it's what will separate you. It's what will separate you, okay? Because in here, these little things are these things here for me. These little things here are the deflection to keep moving forward. These little things here are these little chunkable goals. It might be this big, but I choose to continue to use them. So guys, all of these 3 are very strategic methods that you can use to help yourself, your family, achieve your health, your fitness goals with your business, all these wonderful objectives you have. These are they're not new, okay? This is just what successful people use, and this is what I'm sharing with you on Motivation Monday. You can use these independent if you are disciplined and consistent and accountable. They all work. If you combine all 3 together, it's as simple as that. Seriously, magic happens. So guys, your motivation tip for Monday, go over the next 3. Be accountable, okay? I'm your coach. I will keep you accountable, okay? So this week, make sure you've got all these 3 in place and they are intertwining with each other. That's your motivation tip here on Motivation Monday here at ZUU, your home of bodyweight training. Get a touch. Sapoya.